What's going on, everybody? Resale Rabbit here. So today we're starting out by going to Target. Normally I don't show retail arbitrage stuff on here, but I am so far behind in editing. By the time you see this, it's going to be irrelevant. There is a Monopoly game called Socialism Monopoly. Apparently it just came out today, and it's going for decent money on Amazon. So I'm going to try and get ahead of it. I'm going to try and get it shipped out quick. My stuff goes to Chicago, meaning it will be in stock tomorrow, likely before a lot of other people get theirs in stock. It did just get released today, so tomorrow is the soonest anybody can be in stock, FBA. Although right now there is one Prime offer, probably seller fulfilled Prime. So let's go get this thing. That's what's left of the Yonkers store in the mall. That's right, they are tearing down an anchor of the mall to build a restaurant, a Dave & Buster's. Now, it's a fun restaurant, yes. I don't think that's a great idea. I wasn't a big fan of that. But it's happening! Although I am excited about the Panda Express going outside. Love me some crappy Chinese food, but it has a drive-thru. Don't need to go through the mall and sit in the food court to get crappy Chinese food. Out of stock, which is surprising because Green Bay, very small town. Things don't go out of stock as fast here. I always think about the gold Mario amiibo. These things were gone. They were released at Walmart at midnight. By 12:01, every store was sold out. I found 8 at my store the next morning. That tells you how fast things sell out. Anyways, I did find a couple of things. Let me show you before I go. I wasn't doing much looking. I just stopped by the electronics clearance. I saw this $366. Not as amazing as you would think, though. I will turn about $4 into like 9, a little more than double my money. Should sell pretty fast though, so and all I have to do is throw a label on the bottom here. The other thing is a little bit better. $26.96, $26.98. I'm getting, I don't remember what I'm getting for it, like 60. Something like that. Let me pull it up here. Really good rank. I walk away with 70 after fees. So 26 to 70, almost triple my money. Downside is I may not get to sell it. A guy who works for me has been looking for an external hard drive for his PS4 for a little while now. So I may sell it to him for the $27 I spent. But if he doesn't want it or doesn't want to spend that much, then to Amazon it will go. By the way, we do have a second Target in town. I'm not driving all the way over there to try and find these Monopoly games though, because odds are if this one doesn't have it, that one probably won't either. So let's do some eBay shipping. I've got 8 sales for $332. Took an offer of $15 each for $11, $12, and $13. Total of $45. And let's see, these are SpeechMic Pros. They work with medical software. You've seen me explain these in other videos. Sold a film camera for $44.99. The autofocus motor made by Yashica. We're looking for some more of these. Donald Trump, I think his were on the bottom. What's that? No. There we go. 2 of them, the last 2, sold for $10 each, and I've got almost nothing invested in them. Sold another one of these inflators for $34.99. I sold this charging station with 4 batteries for $50, no power cable. Sold another one of these inflators for $35. And lastly, for $94.99, right here. This is an interesting product. It's a doghouse heater. This came on one of the Amazon pallets about a year ago. Completely forgot I had it. I had it in my pile of stuff that needs to be tested. So, got $95 for it. Here's an interesting thing. These shoes are discontinued. They are pretty worn out. I've worn these longer than I normally do. I've been wearing the same model of shoes for about 10 years now. Always these. I love these shoes. They were discontinued, no longer available for sale. Every couple of months when I need new shoes, I buy the same ones. For the first time in 10 years, I've bought different shoes. Kind of sad. It is tough to find shoes when you have one that you're used to. Always wore the same exact shoes. These ones got really worn out because they were discontinued and I couldn't find them. Boy, I was slightly annoyed by that. So we've got some more stuff. It's another day to ship out. First, I want to give a shout out to Blackwater Creek LLC. It's a YouTuber. She took my advice and went out and bought a retail store that closed. She did a video. She said a lot of very kind things about me. I certainly appreciate the shout out. I will link her video down in the description if you want to check it out. In the meantime, let's see what's sold. We've got 11 sales for 225 bucks. But first, I sold one of those hand scanners last week and forgot to include the USB cable. So I'm going to have to send another one out. I'm going to send it priority mail in a padded flat rate mailer just so it gets to them nice and quick. And now on to the sales. We've got a portable handset lifter. This is for call centers. It mounts to like a landline phone and it will automatically lift up the handset and lower it when they're placing calls. It's kind of neat. Sold it for 17 bucks. Here's a $13 sale right here. It is a two brush heads for a kid's spin or Philips Sonicare. I paid 2% of that price, so that's what, about 46 cents or so. Here's a neat one. This Back to the Future newspaper. This is actually a USA Today newspaper from, what was it, October 22nd, 2015. I've got a whole stack of them. Let me tell you the story, but I sold this for 15. So on October 23rd, 2015, remember that because of the date here, the day after the paper came out, I was staying in a hotel somewhere, and they had a big stack of them that they were about to throw away. You know, nicer hotels, they give out a free copy of the newspaper. They had a big stack of these. I asked if I could take them. She said, sure. I kept them just for my own collection. I love Back to the Future. It's one of my favorite movies. All three of them I kind of consider as one movie, but nonetheless, one of my favorite movies or series, however you want to look at it. So I kept them for my own collection. Now I realized a few months ago that I'm a bit of a hoarder. I have too much of this crap. So I kept one for my collection and got rid of the rest. I didn't want to recycle them, but I also didn't think they were worth much. So I was just going to get rid of them, maybe give them to Goodwill or something. Well, as it turns out, they are. I have a bunch of them listed for 20 each. Let me show you how neat this is. Youth Jail, Martin McFly, but it's not just that. Cholesterol, maybe cancer cure. There's a whole bunch of headlines that are fun to look at. Let's see. 3 injured when mom rehydrates pizza slices. Public more gullible than ever. This actually, I think, is an actual USA story. I don't think that was a joke here at all. But we get ships sank by whales since 1979. Hollywood to remake A Match Made in Space. That's George McFly's book. But a whole slam ball playoffs begin, Cubs sweep series, a whole bunch of fun stuff. 30 billboards, free speech, or 3D billboards, free speech or traffic hazard. There's a whole bunch of fun stuff in here. We've got Jaws 19. We've got, this is actually just a USA Today ad that makes it look futuristic. And then on the back is the movies for sale, an ad for that, Parkinson's Foundation. And then the rest of it is just the regular newspaper with that little guy from the movie. It's kind of neat. There you go, Christopher Lloyd relives the future. This is really the only thing that matters. The rest of it's just the regular newspaper, but I got 15 bucks for it. It's really cool. If you're looking for one, you might be able to find them cheaper than what I have them, but I've got a bunch for sale. And people always ask, I ship them in these record mailers. I use these record mailers quite often, and I almost never sell records. It's great for just anything that needs to be rigid. It's going to be a little difficult to do this with one hand, but all you do is you put the item in, you fold the sides over, then you fold the top flaps over. And it looks like this when you're done. It's not going to bend or fold or anything. Good to go. Beyond that, I got a Lucky Brand keychain sold. Let me show you what it looks like. I've got 40,000 of these. It's going to take me, at this rate, like thousands of years to sell them. And I think I was calculating like 4 a day. It would be like 200 years. Maybe. I don't remember what the exact calculation was. But I got 10 bucks for that. Sold a pair of these. We're looking for 8.5. So my step stool is nowhere to be found, so I'm standing on the shelf. And how can I hold the camera and have an extra hand free? I'm holding myself up with my head. I only have one foot on the shelf. The other one doesn't fit on the shelf. I'm gonna climb down before I hurt myself. Remember, guys, oh, safety third. Speaking of getting hurt, I kind of landed weird on my knee. So anyways, I got 12 bucks for these. I paid 50 cents on the pallets of Target Overstock. Now this one may look familiar. Where is it? You know, I may not have put it back in here, which means I might need to go hunting because I have no clue where it would be. All right, let's go hunting. And it is in my car, still in, wow, I need to vacuum. Still in the return envelope. I sold this for 40 bucks. So two things. First, Bose. Always look for Bose remotes. It's a great brand. Secondly, you might remember I sold this for 40 bucks a couple weeks ago. It got returned. Now, the buyer was very nice about it. He just bought the wrong one. He said it doesn't work with his system. He, looked up the wrong remote, and it doesn't work. So he asked if he could return it. And I do have free returns on just about everything I sell. He didn't want me to pay return shipping. So he said, just give me your address, or can I return it to the return address? He paid return shipping. I gave him a full refund. And, ooh, looks like he also forgot to take his batteries out. I don't like shipping things with batteries, though, so those will get tossed. But anyway, sold again pretty quick. So quick I never even took it out of my car. 40 bucks. We sold 56 count of tenna. That's these. There we go. I got 30 bucks for that. It is tenna intimates, lady stuff. This did not come with the Shopko stuff. I bought these at Goodwill. I think I probably paid like 3 bucks. Sold for 30. All right, next sale. I think that's it. Yep. This is for lady problems. I got $16.99 for it. I paid, let's see, 52 cents when Shopko closed. Sold 2 of these. Date should be 10/31. Yep. One of these for $12, one for $13.99. 2 separate buyers. Came out of Shopko. I paid, 42 cents? 2% of that. And lastly, I sold a pair of shoes right here. These actually came out of a storage unit. There were 2 similar pairs, same brand and everything. Came out of a storage unit. They look new. I don't remember if I called them new or used. But I got 30 bucks. Sold them. It took quite a while to sell them. I got 30 bucks for them. Plus shipping. That's what I was trying to say. I can't pick this up with one hand. 30 bucks plus shipping. So a total of 40.05 cents. I, in fact, did list them as pre-owned. So I had one more sale while I was shipping all those out. N10. It's a Philips speech mic. These are for medical software. Sold it for 30 bucks. So there are 10 of those Lowe's truckloads left. And they need to be out of that building. He just offered them to me at $3,500 each. Don't need to buy all of them, but he'll sell me them at $3,500 each. Boy, now I need to figure out if I can find a place to put them, because that's $3,500 for that full truckload. You saw what it looks like. I was happy at $5,500. I think I have to buy one at $35. So here's an interesting one. Liquidator brought this one to me. 2 pallets of Monster Energy. 3,600 cans. It's the green stuff, though. I don't like that, so I wouldn't want it for myself. $3,000. So I offered it to a gas station. I actually buy my energy drinks in bulk from the gas station. What is something crawling on me? Yeah, it's a fly. So anyways, I buy it in bulk by the case at almost cost from this gas station. They cut me a really good deal. And he's got buddies who own 4 other gas stations, so they're going to do some research and see if they can buy it. Obviously, for their purposes, it needs to be in date, so I have to figure that out. It's got a batch number, not an actual physical date on it, so I have to figure out what that means. And then he needs to figure out if that violates his contract with Coke, if they can sell it. So might have a little deal there, make a few $100. So that's what I'm doing today. Well, I should say that's what I'm doing over the course of this 5-minute period. I'm also putting in a box order, so probably in tomorrow's video you'll see that come in. About $600 worth of boxes. Oh look, 78, partly cloudy. It's nice weather. Oh, no. I am absolutely drenched. Like, shorts, shirt, everything. That's my hand. I am soaked. I walked about 20 feet out the door to give someone an umbrella, and I had an umbrella myself, and yet I'm still soaked. How does that work? I think my umbrella's broken. So I just did a box order on Uline. I got my free waterproof bag, $40 value, because I spent over $500. Total was $610. It was $67. They're shipping it on a pallet, but if you want to stop and look at what boxes I use, these are probably my more common ones.